So at 5 minutes after 7, we will start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Victor, you might want to explain what we're doing, because we don't have 4 people.
We need one more person for a quorum, but we're going to start the meeting, and sometimes we're out in the fields a little late, those of us on the Ag Commission, and so hopefully we'll have someone come in pretty soon.
And
We only need one more.
And if we don't, certainly we'll have accurate minutes, and any votes that are taken they're not official until the minutes and the votes are approved at a subsequent meeting when there
we
is a
have a
quorum.
quorum.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, do you mind if I say something before we get
Yep.
started? I'd just like to say that, we're talking about agricultural issues and, talk about maybe some of the people that are in town that's part of agriculture. And I'd just like to say we lost Chet Kalissa this week on Monday. Chet was a farmer in his town his whole life.
Yeah.
He was a farmer. He worked for the USDA for many, many years to help other farmers improve the quality of their farms, and also, he traveled to other parts of the world to help other countries with their farms. So he will be missed. I will miss him.
Thank you for bringing that up.
He was at our beginning meeting over at the, that we had to get started and had input.
He's a character,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Thank you. So, everyone read the minutes from last meeting? Have any?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as read, as presented.
And compliment the secretary.
And
A
yeah,
second?
Nice job.
she does a great job with this, I
I'll
have to
second
say.
it. Any discussion on those? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And next meeting, we'll have to remember to approve it, if someone else does.
So you recorded as a 3-0 vote.
Oh, okay. The first item is mission statement discussion on our agenda.
Well, I was hoping to get the last meeting, we printed out a bunch of mission statements from other towns.
Yep,
And
yep.
someone was supposed to forward it to me, but, so I could take like a bunch of bullet
And
points.
you didn't get them?
I didn't get them. Did everybody else get them?
No.
No.
So that maybe we could, piece together their bullet points and maybe add some of our own.
Okay.
And so I think we just, hopefully we could table that to next meeting.
Jennifer,
Jennifer, okay.
so we still
Yeah, I
need
think
that?
there's no question that to put it together as bullet points and then just to make a narrative out of those bullet points is exactly what you were
Right.
referring to the last time.
Right.
I think that's a good idea.
So,
Would you be able to talk to Jennifer about that? Maybe get them and
Sure.
send them to us for it?
Sure, I can look them up. That's no problem for me to do it either.
That'd be good. I mean, at some point you could let her know if
Yeah.
you just do it yourself
Yeah.
and send it out
That's
to
not a
the.
problem.
because
Thank you.
if you look at all those other towns, they're all pretty much, they probably steal all the bullet points from other towns to formulate theirs. So, you could probably just do the same, and maybe add, have a discussion and add a few other things that pertain to our town.
Anything else on the mission statement?
Do we need a motion to table this to the next meeting? Or just,
Now, what he can do is save the motion. Chairman can just say without objection, we'll carry this over to the next meeting.
okay.
help us out getting that back to
Sure.
us.
Sure.
Thank you.
Good.
I'm here to help.
You may have to go the same way with the next topic.
Continue.
Actually, you know what, maybe
goals
maybe the next
discussion.
two, yeah. You really
But
want,
there might be somebody that wants,
Well, there's something I'd like to add.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how to word it, but I think it's important that we look out for the other people in town who own land, you know, farmers that can't make it to this meeting or aren't really sure. I mean, they need help in making their land profitable. So I think we should somehow look out for them, you know, because I think we represent them.
so that's gotta be one of our main mission statements, I would think.
well, can I follow up with that, Mr. Chairman? Can I follow up on that?
Yeah.
What we might want to do is see if we can get the larger room for our next meeting, but list the meeting as a public forum, where you want to solicit input, like we got that day at the Grange.
It was crowded.
Yeah, when we openly solicit in the public forum, input into the mission, not the mission statement, I think Paul's got a good grasp on that,
Goals.
but certainly on the goals. Absolutely on the goals. Give people as much opportunity to be a part of the goals via an open forum.
So it'd be good to get that announcement out.
If we
Well,
do
Mr.
that.
Mr. Chairman, you said that just a few minutes ago, you know, farmers are working late this time of year. You know, are we still, you know, we could do all that work and maybe nobody will show up, maybe that would be better moved until like September, maybe they'll have a little bit more time. Does that
I
make
don't
sense?
have any more time in September. Tim doesn't have any more time in September.
I'm just.
I don't know if there's a good time,
Okay,
but it would be an opportunity for someone who, I want to ask them this, or I want to know something. Well, like, we had such a good meeting from the assessor's office last meeting. It'd been nice if we had more people here when we had that.
Yep.
But this is still available, and I have extra copies of what she left. And so, I don't know if we could make up some questions that people might have, or,
Well, remember how well the original meetings went? And they did so because people knew in advance what the purpose of it was. Now, either you can appear before the selectmen and make it known that there's gonna be this forum,
okay.
or you can give me something that you want me to say, because if not, you know, I have no trouble, you know, making it up, all right, as we go along. But I'd be glad to let people know what we're gonna be doing at the next meeting, once you tell me what it is we're gonna be
What
doing.
is the date of the next selectmen's meeting?
Well, we're meeting Monday,
Oh, okay.
and then we'll meet 2 weeks after that. When's our next meeting scheduled for?
It would be the first Thursday in August.
Okay. So, we can do it, certainly can do it at both meetings.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I have no problem with making the announcement more than once.
Just like Deborah said, give opportunity for landowners in Dudley to come, ask questions, make comments in a public setting with our regular meeting in August.
Yep. Okay. I'll start that tomorrow, Monday night.
I'm thinking a lot of the ones that came that night at the Grange weren't even using they were renting land and stuff. They still might have an opportunity to ask some questions or have some questions to ask. So,
absolutely.
yeah, there's no perfect time for farmers, unfortunately.
Okay, I was just
You
throwing
know,
that out there.
I think come September, especially like Farmer Tim, you know, because, and harvest time, so, and we hay it right until it snows, right?
You got it, especially with the weather.
So, So I think we'll just do it, you know, maybe do it a couple times a year. Do it in the wintertime sometime, before springtime.
Okay.
And you know, on the next topic, that, if I can jump into that, the Dudley Farm Days, I think Paul's caution about their experience in trying to pull that kind of thing together, we need to heed that, as we said last time. And maybe what we ought to do is, at the forum, include the opportunity to discuss the farm days, but that we should think about a target date in the fall. And I think I have no doubt that that's the way we should go based on your experience.
Yeah, I tried to get my wife to come tonight, but she wasn't able to come tonight, so maybe at the next meeting. She's more got a handle on this than I do, because she did a lot of the work to try and like recruit farmers and get people to the farmers market. So I'll try and get her at the next meeting. She can really shed some better light than I can.
Right, because we really would need to pretty much pick a date in August,
Yeah.
if we're gonna do it in September.
Well, you might, I mean, and I plead ignorance. When is, and this is maybe not the right way to ask the question, but when is the ideal harvest period? From when to when?
Welcome, we have our forum now.
Outstanding.
You can come sit up in that chair too, so we get the microphone on.
Only if you take your hat off. That's the rule. I gotta take off mine.
All right.
Your head looks a lot better than mine does.
So, we're discussing when the best time would be to set a farm days date. So, in my eyes, I see end of September, maybe the beginning of October, but
So October, the first Saturday in October is when we have the Apple Festival up at the Grange.
okay. We're thinking when it would be good for like Tim and others that grow vegetables, and you know, your pumpkins aren't coming in until October.
So, I know that you're eyeballing me. So,
Well-
we have a whole bunch of vendors now that's set up on the common. We didn't used to, but now, with the Black Tavern involved with the vending part, we do have a lot. And we've also been talking about maybe serving like, you know, like an annual breakfast that might have like French toast stuffed with
Local.
apples, that kind of thing.
Is it any possible to work it in with the farm days and?
Well, remember what we talked about last time? Was we talked about working and networking with the Grange. So if you've got the Black Tavern Society, which we belong to, and if you've got the Apple Festival going on, and that is around, it's in the first week of October?
It's the first Saturday of October.
Okay. I mean, that might fit perfectly with what you're thinking about.
I think it would.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. If you could work it in with the Apple Festival, it might work. That might be best. Because you're guaranteed people.
We already wanted to bring a bunch of the farmers up to set up on that day.
That's perfect.
The tavern does more of like the crafters,
Yeah.
and then we could do more of like the agricultural and maybe a little bit of crafting too, but more of the agricultural farmers.
So
to come
when
sell.
would you have a Grange meeting that you could maybe propose something
Well,
like that?
I'm gonna be in Brazil on the next Grange meeting. As a matter of fact, I think I'm leaving that day that we have our Grange meeting, so I could send a note to Karen Gillen, and she
Yeah.
could bring it up.
Because we really can't make a decision on it until we get invited.
So
Well-
that's the second Tuesday of July, is when we always have our meetings on the second Tuesdays.
Okay.
So, are you authorized to invite us to that meeting?
Oh, yes, absolutely,
You've been invited,
Okay.
absolutely.
right?
Yes, as a matter of fact, that would be wonderful. If I'm not gonna be able to be there, then you can, you can take
What
care of
was the
that.
date again?
Um,
Second Tuesday in
it's
July.
the second Tuesday
Oh,
of
okay.
Do you know what
July,
time-
so
what
let's
time
look
is
and
it?
see. I think it's the 9th. Because I'm flying on the 9th, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it's
it
the
is the
same
9th.
day. It's the 9th? Okay.
Do you know what time?
We have our meetings at 7.
Okay, thanks.
So next Tuesday, the 9th, I mean, not next Tuesday, the
Two
9th of
Tuesdays?
July.
Next month, the 9th,
Yeah.
7 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna miss it.
No, but thank you. So,
This sounds perfect for
yeah.
us.
What do you think?
And are we gonna bring in Paul's wife as a consultant and list her as a consultant on
I
the
don't know if she wants
agenda?
to be considered that, but.
Well, I mean, we have a right to call her what we want. And if she's gonna help us as much as it sounds like
Please
she
consult
could,
us.
we should call her a consultant.
Well, we'll see what she wants to do.
So if you could put in the minutes that, I would say the commission and the advisory board also, or advisory members also, if you could come to that, would be great.
And just so you know, in the future, you are always invited to the Grange meetings, always. And anybody in the community, even outside of town, is invited to the Grange meetings. So we always welcome anybody to come in and learn and join and become a member, and the more the merrier.
So we may well have a date set for Dudley Farm Days after that July 9th Grange meeting.
That would be great.
Yeah. I mean, everything just is a natural to fit in.
And then that way it could be a
we-
kickoff too for like next year, so
Right.
it's not just one day,
So,
Good idea.
so
start
if
it.
we're gonna do farm days, so, I mean, obviously we'll talk about this more about how it can all go, but maybe there should be some type of a parade. Like maybe where the kids, dress up their bikes or their wagons or something and kind of bring that
Well,
old
we-
style back in.
We had mentioned last meeting to have something else go on the same time as Dudley Farm Days to try to attract people.
Yeah, some kind of or back in the day, some of the towns, they used to do the old bed races and everything, and I'm just saying, like,
Boxcar
that
races,
strip
yeah.
right there is pretty
It's always
cool,
nice
so-
to have old farm tractors,
Yeah,
you
the
know,
tractors.
and
some people
animals
could bring
maybe.
tractors.
Animals
Forget-
maybe.
Yeah, Joe Antos has got a nice one. He's got a nice restored
Oh, yeah, he puts
tractor.
it in a lot of parades, I believe.
Yeah, he's also got his black Ford too, the old Ford. It could be fun. Let's see what people are willing to do.
Well, it would be good for that, because it'd be a good time for pumpkins. Kids like to pick out pumpkins.
Yeah.
People like to
Maybe we could get some
get
of
corn
the company
stalks and
hayrides.
corn stalks, things like that.
Yeah,
Have the kids
Yeah. We could do hayrides.
carve them.
Which would be really
Yeah.
great.
You
Have the
could
kid-
have a carving contest, absolutely. Anything like that.
Yeah, that would be a good idea too, a carving
idea.
contest, hay rides, maybe
Face
we should do some of those cool old things where they hang the donuts from the strings or the apple bobbin, or just, bring back some of those,
Yeah, or face
Maybe
painting,
the
and
sack
paint your own
racing.
pumpkin.
you know?
Do you usually do that at the Apple
No,
Festival?
we have, usually like a
Gotta do
bouncy
that.
house and maybe some various games and
Got a
face
bob
painting.
for apples.
I think that the
Yeah.
hayride sounds good.
Yeah.
Hayride sounds great.
Who'd be in charge of the
Everybody
kids'
wants to go on
stuff?
a hayride.
I can be. I don't mind.
So one of the things I wanted to bring
I
up
think
too is
that'd be
that
good.
maybe I'll also try and get a hold of somebody at the Congressional Church and try and get them to come to the meeting too, because they're right there. And we tried to get them in on the Apple Festival, but they're trying to find what it is that they would, bring to the party, I think it was, and so they decided not to get in because it just
Now,
wasn't
who was
really
that you
sure.
invited?
The Congressional Church?
The congregational.
Or Congregational Church,
Congregational
sorry.
Church.
Yeah, the Congregational Church is right there, so it's, it's us in the Black Tavern, and then they're there, and they usually kind of participate a little bit, but they're not really, out there doing, they're not selling anything, and I really would like to see something happen with them where they can get in on this and draw a profit from it for their church. So so that's another thing too. They really wanted to take over the apple crisp, but the Grange didn't want to lose the apple crisp. So, you know, it's been a discussion, it's been a topic, but now the Congregational Church is not involved, and I really feel like they should be. Somewhere in there, it would be nice if they could also do something that would bring, you know, a profit to them as well.
A lot of discussions, potential, a lot.
Unrelated event, Dudley Farm Days. Does anybody grow corn around here?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I
gosh,
have
yeah.
Corn
Corn
growing
maze?
on my
Yeah.
land.
Corn maze. Separate
Oh,
event?
corn maze, so I don't have a corn maze.
Yeah, I was saying, couldn't we do a corn maze if we?
Yeah, and the
That's-
closest one I
that's
know is in like.
Is where?
It's the closest one I know is, I think, is in Thompson, near the
Fort
Thompson
Hill.
Common,
Fort Hill.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Fort Hill, that's right.
Well, I know some places they've done a small maze for young kids out of hay bales, so that's a possibility.
We just keep coming up with these great ideas, people.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's also a good means of fundraising as well, doing corn maze or hay bale maze, you know.
And really bringing people's attention to what's going on.
Yeah, just bringing attention to Dudley in general, you know.
I mean, that raises the issue. One of the things that concerns the Grange, I believe, from what I hear, is their finances. So, you know, that probably will be part of a discussion about what they want to see happen. And we've all got to try to give and cooperate and figure things out. But I think it'll be good.
I don't know if anybody wants to go right into this, but I was supposed to email this to you, all of you. I know that I was, and I apologize that I didn't. But I did write something. I'll read it out loud if you'd like me to, and then I put this packet together for everybody.
Okay, before we start that,
Before we go to that.
any other discussion on what we've just decided, which direction to go on the farm days? Sounds like a good idea. And, you know, come August, we can actually vote on it, and we'll know then what our answer from the Grange is and options.
Yeah, I think we have to find out what the Grange, if they
Right.
want to partner with us to do that.
Right.
Yeah. And also, before we start this, we voted on the minutes. Did you get a copy of the minutes? Did you read the minutes from last meeting?
Yes.
So
I
I'd
didn't
like
read
to.
the minutes, but I did remember seeing
Yep.
that it came.
Do you
and
have
I didn't
any,
go through it all.
any changes or discussion?
I wouldn't say that I do.
Okay, so I would like to ask once
Trust
again
you.
for a vote. So someone
want-
want to make a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting?
Okay, I make a motion to approve the minutes for the last meeting.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so now that's official. So now, go ahead.
Okay, really, okay. So I put this map together because it shows all of the different, you know, what's going on in the state. And what I wrote was, and, you know, obviously this can be tweaked, changed, you know, added to, taken from, or completely different. It depends on everybody's level of happiness. But the Dudley Agricultural Commission was formed in 2019 with an objective to serve, promote, and enhance agriculture, support farmers and their land, and to offer community education about agriculture while providing a platform for participation as a community. We wish to take the opportunity to grow in the hemp farming industry while maintaining local food and livestock farming that serves our community and beyond. We are a liaison between farmers, residents, and town officials, so we can build a strong foundation in our community for rapid growth. Our mission is to bring economic opportunities, agricultural growth, business, industry, education, and preservation, all while keeping our traditional values and bringing new traditions that support a strong, healthy, and harmonic community. We are working to provide programs and resources in a fun and innovative way that will also be a great template for other towns.
Let me suggest that the last line of the first paragraph, and this, well done,
Yes.
where it says, in our community for rapid growth, I would replace that with, I would eliminate the word rapid.
Okay,
And
for
subject,
agricultural growth?
No, for
Just-
positive
For
growth.
positive growth?
That's the only change I would do.
Okay. So you like it?
Yep, I do.
I do too.
But, again, it's basically a
Oh,
draft
here's mine.
that we'll have to go over carefully, but I like it.
It sounded really great.
Resources in an innovative way that, all right, so say that again, that will,
Instead of the word rapid, cross out the word rapid and substitute positive.
okay, positive. Yes, I like positive, and I also liked adding the harmonic in there, because really, when people work in a harmony, that's when everything goes with a flow that, that really works well together, so.
I like that phrase, a strong, healthy, and harmonic community. That's a nice turn of words.
When you put it in writing, it even has more power, so.
So on this map, the green is Ag Commission and,
I was thinking that.
And the right to farm.
The right to
Where the
farm,
community
okay.
has said they have the right to, that they
this
want to
is
have the right to
only
farm.
Ag Commission.
And as you can see, I wrote down the bottom here, I added, I said we also need to update this site with our Agri Commission, because Dudley's not, this is from 2017, and so they haven't updated it since then, it looks like.
Because we are a right to farm.
That's right. We're a right to farm, and we're also now have an agricultural commission. So we would be orange, because we would be both. No, I'm
No,
sorry, we
green.
would be green,
Green.
because we would be
Green.
both, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Notice how few are green around us?
yes.
That's interesting.
I couldn't believe that when I looked at that. I said, that's pretty interesting, I'm surprised. So.
You'd think Charlton would have at
Yeah.
least.
You would
a-
think.
Well, maybe that's
Or
not
right to farm.
updated too.
If-
She said 2017, a couple of years, but
Who
still.
produces this particular map?
This is www.massagcom.org. I found this on there. and there
So
was a
it's
bunch
not
of other-
MDAR? MDAR is the
I
Massachusetts
do believe that it
Department
is, that
of
was part of
Agricultural
it too.
Resources.
And there was a list of all the different towns that, are named there too. So I
Okay.
just didn't put it all in there,
But now you've given us a place to go and check. So we can do
Right.
that while you're swatting flies in Brazil.
That, sure, and we can send them an update
Yep.
and have them updated in their
Good,
website.
very interesting. Nicely done.
I'm a writer.
You think?
Well, you're pretty good at digging up too, so thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
Because
as well
that-
as he did. He
that-
helped me a lot by having that. And I said, oh, and so I just kind of took some key things.
Well, you see in the
and-
next to last page, or the third to last page, the Agricultural Commission's mission statement for the town of Mansfield.
Yep, is it Mansfield or Marshfield?
Marshfield?
Is it Marshfield?
March.
The duty of the Agricultural Commission. Right, and then down below, that's their mission statement.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That might be a good guideline based on what Paul's done for research already.
Thank you very much. Any more discussion on?
I think this is great, but I'd like to think about it for a week till the next
Yeah.
meeting before we vote on it. Is that okay?
Yeah,
You want me to
yeah, we
send you
just
the
got
report?
this now, so.
Well, I think after
Others?
if I read this and then I read the other ones,
Yeah.
and then maybe add or take something out, I'm not sure. I'll have to think
Okay.
about it.
So we'll table that, and next meeting, we could ask for any changes that people would like, and maybe even get it voted in.
Yeah.
Get
This is
it
great.
done.
Sure, that would be great.
It's a good job, thank you.
Yes,
Sure.
excellent.
So, I mean, we can talk about it at the end, but obviously, this is our July meeting, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
so it'll be the first Thursday in August.
Okay.
You'll be back?
Oh, yes, I'll be back. And my family will be really glad.
Next item is MDAR updates. I don't have any.
I don't, but I mean, I think this is certainly would constitute an MDAR
Yep.
update.
Yeah, so that we have to really get that in and make sure that we get listed on that map too.
One of the things that I hope you will be able to do is get a list of the deadlines from MDAR for various grants. As I mentioned to you before, there are grants that don't require matching funds for infrastructure. And I'm sure that any farmer in town has need to update a garage, a shed, a building, a silo, fencing, whatever the case might be. So that's an important date for us to know. And I'm sure there are other grants that our farmers in town can qualify for. We just need to get that information out to them. And we need to get that from MDAR.
So what's the best way to make that happen?
Well,
Just have to look at the website when,
I'll go online.
usually I get their emails,
Okay.
MDAR emails. I don't look at them probably as religiously as I should. But, any kind of updates and stuff would come through an email. So if everybody on this board got on their email
Oh, that's
list-
right, we are on that list now. Didn't,
Well, I don't know if
I am. I asked to be on. I had to contact
Oh,
Mr.
yes,
LeBlanc.
I'm on that list.
to
but
get on
there-
that.
I think,
I,
I got on the list with the other thing, I think, is that they've been sending us things from like
you
the.
get it?
No, I didn't ask to be on it, I didn't think of it.
I thought we were told that we had been added on the list, but I don't.
No, John
I thought-
Breyer sent out an email a while ago which had an enclosure, an attachment, which was from the MDAR. And he said that if you wanted to receive it, you need to contact this LeBlanc fellow,
Okay.
because his email address was there. That's what I did, and I think it took him a month to get me on, but once he got me on, I received, like Paul, I received everything
Okay.
they send out.
Yeah, what is it, once a month or once every other week?
Did
something
you
like
do that?
I'm a member of the Farm Bureau,
Okay.
so I already get it.
Well, you could just Google Mass Department of Agricultural Resources.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they'll give you a link to sign up for the
Yeah,
emails.
and I'm getting emails from Sarah Grubin. So it says the MDAR hemp program would like to notify all interested parties that we have released a policy statement regarding the sale of hemp-derived products in the Commonwealth. This came on June 12th, and so that's what I have from the MDAR.
Well, there's also a Central Mass organization, which is the people we have to plug our farm days into. Now, their calendar is set for the entire, I believe, calendar year, 2019, but we need to plug into them, and
Who are they again?
it's the same people that put out that nice brochure that Lisa gave out.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And yeah, and I think that's who sent,
Is it?
this is the same
Yeah,
people that sent
and
it
on
to
the
me, I
back
think, too.
is how to contact, they're out in Amherst, but they do it a year in advance. What is the Farm Bureau, and how does that relate to what we do?
The Farm Bureau is, they take care of all the information for the state of Massachusetts. In order to qualify for our insurance, we had to become members of the Farm Bureau, and there's two different levels. There's a full member and there's an associate member. And you pay dues every year, and you get all these notices, and then if they have events or any type of forums, or they have teaching classes, they announce it to everybody that's a member. And then you can go to all these, like they may have like a hemp growing session out in Mansfield. They'll send emails to you, and you're welcome to join in. I don't know if just anybody can become a member of the farm board. You'd have to find that out.
Okay.
But I get all the emails from Richard LeBlanc.
Yeah, that's MDAR.
Yeah, I get all those. As a matter of fact, I just pulled one up. And like they're having a big picnic for all the farmers in the area at Tugis Farms. It was postponed because it was the same day as the Strawberry Festival. It was postponed until today.
Oh.
So anybody that wanted to, any of the farmers
I
that
don't know about
wanted
you
to go
guys,
to
but I'm not
this.
there.
No.
Damn. Okay.
So it's pretty informative.
So the next item is the Strawberry Festival.
Well, the Strawberry Festival, I think went off without a hitch.
Despite the weather.
We did it. Oh, I know. We did it. It gave us just enough that it wasn't so horrible. We put the fiddlers up on the second floor. So
Yeah.
everybody went up on the second
Yep.
floor and enjoyed the fiddlers up there.
How did you solve the problem of the refrigeration?
We ended up getting a truck.
You rented it?
We rented a truck, yeah. So, but it was a lot cheaper than last year. Of course, last year it was a last minute, like, oh no, we need a truck. This year we knew ahead,
okay.
so we did find one, but we still do have an issue, obviously. You know, Apple Festival will be coming too, so, yeah, we do have to think about something with the refrigeration situation. You just need a lot of space, you know? You need to be able to walk in and put the things on the shelves and such, and
It was a good time.
so- oh, yeah.
I'd like to see us have a presence in the future.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't know why I say us. I got nothing to do with this group. You know,
Well, I don't know.
I'm
You've
just a
been here every
multi-observer.
time, so
yeah.
we need you.
You're an honorary farmer.
Yes.
Not certainly.
Next item is the Dudley Garden Tours. Anyone?
The Dudley Garden Tours. So, that's another thing. I was leading that in the Grange for the Dudley Women's Club, but I'll be in Brazil. So I had to call them and let them know that I wouldn't be able to, but Bruce and my son Noah, so my other half, Noah and Karen Gillen, are going to take my place and do it for me with the Dudley Women's Club. Basically what it is that we just have to open up the Dudley Grange in the morning, and hopefully I would like to see them maybe get somebody with honey or maybe some other things there, so that when the people come through and buy their ticket to go on the tour, that, you know, maybe they'll buy some honey or maybe, I don't know, a raffle. We kind of really hadn't put that all together.
How much is the ticket?
I want to say that they are
Do you know?
$20.
It's $20
But
for a
it's
ticket.
25 when you get there. It's
Right,
20 online.
If you buy the tickets ahead of time.
Right, it's
It's
20.
$20. If you buy it on the day of,
Yeah, it's
it's
25.
$25. I'll tell you, I've been to all the other ones in the past, and it's worth the $20.
Oh, it's worth it, I'm
It's,
sure.
you know, if you like gardens and you like plants and you like talking with people at their homes, it's definitely, you get a whole day's worth of entertainment for $20.
Yeah, it's worth it.
So
it's
how is
worth
the
it.
transportation handled?
So everybody just goes, they register at the Grange,
Yeah.
and then they get a map,
Okay.
and then they go.
How many participants on average
Is it?
participating
I think
flower
it's like
growers
around
are there?
7.
Oh, I think I'm not sure, 6 or 7 this
6
year,
or 7
something
this
like
year?
that.
Wow.
Yeah, but then it's gonna end in Charlton at one of the orchards out there,
Oh, okay.
and you're gonna get a tour. I should have brought the,
Is your house one of the places?
not this year. I
Really?
have been in the past.
Yeah, I know.
So, well,
Your
you don't
house
wanna
is-
go to the same place every year, so I can
Okay.
understand that, but, you know, maybe they'll come back to me next year, I don't know. But, what were we talking about, I'm sorry?
just asking
how
about
it
it,
all
that's all.
works and
Oh.
how the whole day goes on.
Yeah.
The registration closes at noon, and so everybody should be out and on their garden tours by then.
So you can get your ticket
Online.
and start going before noontime?
Yes, you can,
Okay.
because it will open at I believe it's 9:30.
Even if you
Double check.
pre-bought a ticket, do you still have to go to the Grange?
Yeah, I
or-
think that you still have to go and like register and get your map and all of that.
Oh, okay.
So I think so. I think it's still kind of like the initial meeting place and then you go from there. It says it opens all right, no, it is 9:30. So it's 9:30 to noon. We need to make sure that it's open by 9. So.
Okay.
And it's usually at the registration, they'll give you water, some water.
Yeah, they
you know,
give you kind of like a little bag.
A little bag of,
goodies.
with snacks and things like, so
Yeah.
it's pretty cool, it really is.
Yeah, it is. It
And
sounds
where
great.
can
I'm sorry,
people
I'm-
get the tickets ahead?
Go to womensclub.org, I believe. And
Dudley Women's Club. It's
And you
not
can
the
get-
Women's Club, it's the Women's Club.
yeah, and you can
WOMEN?
A-N.
and you can pay by PayPal, or you could just send them a check.
Yeah, the Women's Club. That was one of the things that I made a mistake when I first put some things together, but then she corrected me and now I know. Anything else on that? I don't think so, but when you do go, you get like a booklet and it has all the sponsors in it and all of the information. It'll have information about the Dudley Grange and it'll have information about whom, I don't know if it's, who else is the other group involved, but it could be SWEEC, they were last year. So I'm not 100% sure who the other one is, but I know that the Dudley Grange is one of them, and the proceeds will be split between the two of us. So some will go to
The
the
Grange and the Women's Club?
Yeah, no, the other, the Women's Club chose two
They do it, and
nonprofits.
the profits they split between two charities.
Right,
Okay.
The
And I
Grange is
believe-
one,
yeah, and I
Like-
believe it could be SWEEC, but I'm not 100%
I
sure.
can't remember.
I think it is. And so it would be split between the two of us. Our, the contribution that's going to us is going to the scholarship fund.
Good.
Okay, thank you. Any open discussion is next on the agenda? Yep.
Could we invite Superintendent John LaFleche from Bay Path and his Director of Continuing Education, and there's a third person, to our August meeting to talk about how they can work with us to increase the interest in farming among students of Bay Path? Because I told you before, I talked to him about that.
They
But-
were interested, weren't they?
He was willing to, he offered, he's the one that offered to sit down with two of his staff and tell us how to go about developing a course or courses and how they can be offered and so on and so forth.
How's the best way to get a hold of him?
I can call his office if you want to invite him to that meeting.
Oh, okay,
Is that, if that's
yep.
what you want to do?
In the meantime, we should be thinking about what we might want to discuss with him. Or ask questions, have that ahead of time, so we're not just sitting there listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
So have some input.
What about Shepherd Hill as well?
Well, I haven't had discussions with Shepherd Hill. Certainly Shepherd Hill students would not be excluded. But in terms of an entity that offers vocational courses, it would have to be Bay Path,
Yep.
you know?
But we could still invite them at maybe September.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we know what we're talking about.
See how it goes, with Bay Path, and definitely could have them come also. If
Whatever
nothing
you
else, they might have some students that would be interested to come to our meetings and see how they can help.
I know Katie, the farm manager at Farmer Tim's, I mean, they have been straight out harvesting. And I gotta tell you, when they say a head of lettuce, it's not the head lettuce, it's the leafy lettuce. But you get a brown paper shopping bag, and when they put that head of lettuce in there, it fills the bag. How do they do that? You know? But they're looking for youngsters who, not youngsters, but students who are interested in helping out
Right.
with the harvesting, because they're,
Yeah, they'll be overwhelmed.
whoa,
Yeah, they will be overwhelmed. You know,
but everything they grow
even
is
the
like
hemp people, when they
super.
harvest, oh, they're gonna be so overwhelmed.
Oh.
It's a lot.
You know,
Some of our hay farmers are overwhelmed because of the weather.
Yes. Yes, that's a bit overwhelming, yes.
It needs to stop raining.
That would be nice.
And thunderstorms that pop up from out of nowhere when you're in the middle of the field cutting.
Nowhere.
And you see a lightning bolt right in front of you.
So if you
Happened the
would
other
do
day.
that
Yes,
and
the other
invite
day.
him,
I will invite John if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
out in the field.
and once again, please bring some questions and ideas to what we're actually looking for.
And what I'll do too is I'll send out a message to all of the Grange members, and I'll let them know that we had this discussion and that
You're-
you're all
you-
gonna show up.
Good.
You're all gonna crash the party.
So, what are you referring to?
Uh,
Us going
in
to the
July,
next Grange
you're going
meeting.
to the
Okay.
Grange meeting?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know you were talking about when he comes here.
Oh,
From
oh,
Bay Pac.
yes, I know, that's
Oh,
another
okay.
thing too.
Well, Bay
Yeah,
Pac
that-
did have an agricultural program when I went there.
Oh, I was on the craft
And-
committee for the ag department. yeah.
Yeah, and it was pretty good.
See, the whole problem
And then all of a
is,
sudden it just like,
that I see, is, 1% of us are farmers in the country. So when they have, a tech school, there's only 1% students taking this. Well, guess what? We need 1% to replace us.
mhm.
So just because it's not filled up, doesn't mean you don't need it. But that's just my opinion.
I have no intention of accepting the status quo, as you could well imagine.
We appreciate that.
And I fully intend to make Dudley's, the impact of Dudley agriculture a model for other people to follow before I die. That's my intent,
That would
and
be
we're gonna
great.
do it one way or the other.
We appreciate that.
You guys, you're our
We
farmers.
appreciate having you here every meeting.
It'll cost you eventually.
Now, I just thought of something with our July meeting, because we have the Strawberry Festival. Usually in July, what we do is have the people that come, we invite the volunteers to come too. Doesn't usually happen. Like, some do come, and a lot don't. But we do invite them to come, and we all, bring like a dish, and we all sit around and eat and talk and.
This is the
and so-
July meeting.
Yes, the July meeting. I
So
just
if we go,
remembered
we
that.
need to bring something.
So if you go, maybe you could bring something, as some type of a snack, or not, and then you will all be sitting around more like on picnic tables and having a big discussion. So I can let them know that you're gonna come and that you kinda just wanna, so that way you guys can throw it all around, and you can kinda get some ideas, and they'll know that you're coming, and be prepared.
So you're talking like salads and,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, salads, desserts. There were times that we used to do the strawberry shortcakes, and I think we'll probably get back into that eventually, where we do them for the people that all volunteered because they didn't get any because they worked all day. So, but yeah, that's usually what we do. And I hadn't discussed it with anybody, but it is in our book that is what would be happening in July. So.
Any other new business?
Well, I want to go back to what we've already been talking about. I think one of the things, it's just a small thing, but I think that it could have a big impact, is that I think we should have signs going into town telling people that we are a right to farm community. So is that something we could, if I we have a woman on our board, the Land Trust Board. She's a graphic artist, and she does a phenomenal job. So if I can find, if I put some money to find out what the whole thing would cost to have these signs made up, is it possible in the fall town meeting to put a warrant article in, or would it have to go to spring, or how would that? Well, maybe we could figure out another way to pay for it, I don't know.
It would be nice to have our logo on that sign.
Well, what
Yeah,
else?
For
or
the
at least-
Agricultural Commission.
Yeah, at least our name on there.
Yeah.
Do we know,
Even if it just had our name at the
certain
bottom.
things
Yeah.
are restricted to certain colored signs, colors? Do we know anything about anybody else that has signs like that entering the town?
Well, if you go to the other ag commissions, sometimes they have their sign on their website.
Yeah,
So
they have a
I'll,
picture of it.
right, they have a picture of it,
Now,
so.
the Land Trust put their sign up as we came into town here now.
Oh, nice.
The one down, coming in from Quinnebog?
So we
Right.
need to ask what they had to go through to get that.
I just made it. We didn't, but I'm talking a sign that.
But you put that on Land Trust property.
Right, that's on Land Trust property. This would be,
Oh, is it?
this would be, there would come, it would be, the only place, and those are properties that we own. I'm saying we do it on the, when coming into town, like from
Right.
Quinnebog, from Oxford.
31.
Yeah, all
Maybe
the ways that you
31
come
in
in
Oxford,
from
so we
other
got
towns.
one.
So is that town land where we have a nice Dudley sign coming down 31, coming into town? Is a nice welcome to Dudley sign.
On 31?
On-
It
yeah.
must be town-owned property if they
On,
put it there.
131.
The town owns, the town
No,
owns.
31.
Oh, 131.
Well, actually, that's state, that's the state property.
Because I noticed
Well,
on
there's a-
131
th-
that, you want to, go ahead.
There's a sign that's there that's, it's not a highway sign. It's a welcome to Dudley sign.
Right, that's
Went
right.
up about 3 years ago.
Right.
That was done by a Boy Scout. That was his Eagle Scout project.
Oh, nice.
And that's where that sign came
So, but
from.
did he have to get permission from the state to put it there?
I don't know.
Because
I
on,
don't know.
on like, on West Main Street and like 31, the state owns so many feet from the center of the road.
Right.
So, but usually they're pretty, they tell you that it's so many feet, but as long as nobody complains, they don't bother you. All right? That's my experience, you know.
Yeah, they probably just don't want to interfere with the things like plows and things
Right,
like
exactly,
that, so.
exactly.
Okay.
Plowing and vision of intersections.
Well, I noticed that Southbridge put up a new sign. Has anybody else seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I
Nice.
could, is it okay if I
It
get
is
some
nice.
pricing
Yes,
together to
that'd
see
be
what it
great.
would cost to, you know, there's local graphic art, sign people in town, we could, you know, support their businesses and, you know, I'll ask Melanie which, you know, what you would charge to make up something for us. All right, the next meeting?
Thank you.
Again, can we put could we put a warrant article in for that, or
I'm gonna find out.
in the fall, or we'd have to wait till spring?
Yeah, well, we could probably do it in the fall. But it's gonna have a spot in the budget, so we'd have to make funds available, usually
Well-
a transfer, and if we couldn't, then we'd have to wait till the spring.
Well, we'd have to, you know, pitch it or whatever.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll try and get figure out about what it would cost to have a sign made.
Yeah, and of course, it all depends on how many we put up, you know?
Well, what do we got?
At
We got-
least,
We got 31, we got West Main, Webster, and we got Schofield Ave too down that way.
That's right.
And
Northeast, south, and west.
Oxford Ave.
Oxford Ave, so we'd probably need 5. All right,
I
let me
think
see
it'd
what
be
I can
good.
find out.
That's a good idea.
It is.
Any other new business? Open discussion? Our next meeting will be the first Thursday in
August,
You got yours?
which will be,
Which will
A
be.
date?
Let's see.
I'm working on
June, July, and August. The first Thursday is it's the first.
Yeah, it's first.
It's the first Thursday.
August 1st it is.
it. He had it right down there.
Okay.
7 o'clock?
In this room, or if it's changed, it'll be announced.
change it.
Say again, Ted?
Do not change it.
Okay,
Don't do it.
We
Just
had to
stay
this
there.
time because it was the 4th. So next
Okay.
time we'll catch that, we look through when we do it.
so you taking a motion to adjourn?
I will.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Third that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
good.
you.